Right, so as you can see, we've just arrived at lake. Rods are all set out, looking nice. I am due an upgrade on the reels. I don't know if I'm going to change. They don't sell these anymore. It is Black Widow 25A, and then I've got the Sonic Aero X10000s paired with two Kaizen greens. Duke job out time, and then obviously got net, fish care in there. First time testing out my new brolly actually. It's the NGT 60 inch. It's brilliant, really easy to set up, storm poles and everything. So if you're wondering, the rigs I am using, this is a blowback rig. It's got a pink wafter on it. All a blowback rig is I've made maybe a few inches of 20-pound braid. Then you've got a kicker there, a bit of silicone tubing. Why is that not focusing? And you've just got a pink wafter with a size, I think it's size 6 quarter wide hook. However, on the rods I am using, I think looks a bit more natural for winter. It's the Payala dumbbells, match the hatch. I think they will work perfectly. I wasn't on here long ago when I had last week I had a bream. Not really anything interesting, however tricky lake, so tricky fish, and it was a decent sized bream actually. However, I was only out for 2 hours and I managed to bag one. So yeah, so I will be putting that in a solid bag soon. That'll be going in a solid bag. So I'm gonna do that now. So for my solid bags, I use, I think they're OMC. Well, they're from Tommy Tackle. These leads 10 for £10, and you got the lead stems. I find lead stems much easier and much quicker. So if you lose a fish, you need to make a quick solid bag. All it is, you don't have to mess around with all lead core, whatever it's called, and you can just get straight into this. Right, so that is a completed solid bag, nice and rock solid. Pretty happy with that. Hopefully I'm due a change on those rods in about a few hours maybe, because you got to keep them in decent time. Might maybe move swims, might not, might just cast. There's a far bank over there with a few overhanging trees, and then obviously I've got one rod right on that far bank tree, and both on far bank basically. So I've only fished on, so let me give you a bit more of a bigger view. Just knocked me noggin on bivvy, but this is the helicopter peg. I mean, it is a very big peg, so you can probably guess where it gets the name from. Right, so we're gone for a bit of a walk around the lake. It's a lovely lake, lovely place, nice and private. Got horses field there, lovely horses. There is plenty of pike in here as well, I believe. There has been some cracking pike out. They get up to over 20 pound in here, so very good size. This is a bit of a view of the lake. Oh, there's the horse running down there. I was thinking about moving up here, peg 7 down there, that looks good. Plenty of weed, bunch of far trees. Problem is, not much space around here. There's wooden pegs which I don't really fancy. I will be keeping it in mind though for later. I do think in winter, I think everyone could agree at some point that moving is key. If you find one a fish, you never know, there could be more fish. But tricky lake, tricky fish. It's quite hard to find them. Right, change of tactic. Solid bags aren't working, so don't know if you can see, but we are going with a little spinner rig, Ronnie rig, whatever you want to call it. Just nice long boom, bit different. We're gonna get that on the left rod, and we're gonna get it by the overhanging tree because that right one is still sitting where that fizzing was earlier. I don't want to move it because that's the only sign of indication I've had yet. So we'll get this chucked out and we'll just see what happens. Right, I'm going to show you now why using solid bag stems is such an advantage. So in winter you gotta always be on it. You can't waste any time, short days. So like I've just done there, I've cut the line, right, and now all I have to do with this bit of line here is, can you go on there? All I can do here is make a big loop down here. Always wet your knots. And then got my loop there. Now I just have to get my solid bag and so there's a loop there and there's a loop there, loop on loop, thread it through, thread the big loop over the solid bag, and then bosh, now that is ready to cast out. Right, so I've got that spinner rig out, pop up, bog standard pineapple pop up, 12mm. Hopefully there's a few nice tension here as well, so I'll take a tench any day of the week. I've had one gold splitter with a 6-pounder, and then my mate had one that was an 8-pounder. So that was both caught on a spinner rig, maybe. Both 12mm pineapple pop-ups as well. So casted that out towards Far Tree, a bit closer away from it though. So hopefully, just hopefully, we can bag one in the Kaizens. Next weekend I'm aiming to come back here, or there's another lake I might be fishing that holds nice numbers of carp. Maybe about 40 fish in the other lake we're going to be fishing next week. Biggest in there is a 40-pound common, I think, 40-pound mirror maybe. Yeah, some cracking fish in there. Right, so fortunately we've blanked. I think we've got about 20 minutes left. It's getting a bit darker now. It's not been the worst session. It's been great weather for it, but if you can see on there, it's getting a bit dark now, a bit colder. I've just 30 minutes right rod, just had a pub chuck, just right down there, just open. You never know, just randomly chucking out. Left one still sitting. Not much action since I saw that fizzing right at the start of the day.